What would you do if your world was falling apart? If death lurked around every corner and chaos threatened to destroy everything you held dear? This is the story of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king who faced one of the deadliest plagues in history and emerged not just as a survivor, but as a beacon of hope and resilience. But here's the mystery. How did he do it? How did a man surrounded by death and despair manage to lead with such clarity, compassion, and unshakable calm? The answer lies in a philosophy so powerful that it has guided leaders, thinkers, and warriors for over 2,000 years: Stoicism. This is the untold story of how Marcus Aurelius used Stoic principles to navigate the darkest days of the Roman Empire, and how you can use those same principles to face your own challenges today. The Antonine Plague, an empire in crisis. The year was 165 AD, and the Roman Empire was at the height of its power. But beneath the grandeur of marble temples and bustling markets, a shadow was creeping in, a shadow that would test the empire like never before. It began quietly, as these things often do. A few soldiers returning from the eastern frontiers fell ill, then a few more, and then, like wildfire, the sickness spread. This was no ordinary illness. It was the Antonine Plague, a merciless disease that left no corner of the empire untouched. The streets of Rome, once alive with the sounds of laughter and commerce, were now filled with the cries of the sick and the wails of mourners. The air was thick with the smell of death, and fear gripped the hearts of even the bravest citizens. At the center of this chaos stood Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome. But Marcus was no ordinary ruler. He was a philosopher king, a man who had spent his life studying the teachings of Stoicism. And now, as his empire teetered on the brink of collapse, he would need every ounce of that wisdom to guide him. A leader in the storm imagined the weight of that responsibility. The plague was everywhere. It didn't care if you were rich or poor, soldier or senator. It struck without warning, leaving devastation in its wake. The Roman legions, backbone of the empire, were decimated. Cities were abandoned. The economy was in shambles. And yet, amidst the chaos, Marcus Aurelius remained calm. While others panicked, he stayed focused. While others fled, he stood firm. He didn't retreat to the safety of his palace or surround himself with guards. Instead, he walked among his people, visiting the sick, organizing relief efforts, and ensuring that the empire's infrastructure remained intact. But how? How did a man surrounded by death and despair manage to lead with such clarity and compassion? The answer lies in the philosophy that had shaped his life: Stoicism. The Stoic mindset Marcus Aurelius had long practiced the Stoic principle of focusing on what he could control and accepting what he could not. In his personal writings, later published as meditations, he reflected on this idea: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. For Marcus, the plague was not a punishment or a curse. It was simply a part of life, a natural event that he had no power to change. What he could change was his response to it. And so he chose to respond with reason, virtue, and unwavering duty. Lessons from the plague. Marcus Aurelius's leadership during the Antonine Plague offers timeless lessons for anyone facing adversity. Focus on what you can control. The Stoics believed that external events are beyond our control, but our reactions are not. Marcus didn't waste energy lamenting the plague or blaming the gods. Instead, he focused on his duty as a leader and the well-being of his people, acceptance of nature's will. The Stoics taught that life is unpredictable and often harsh. Marcus accepted the plague as part of the natural order, writing, "Everything that happens is either endurable or not. If it's endurable, endure it. If it's unendurable, stop complaining. It will kill you soon enough anyway." Duty and service. Despite the personal risk, Marcus continued to fulfill his responsibilities. He visited the sick, organized relief efforts, and ensured that the empire's infrastructure remained functional. His actions demonstrated the Stoic ideal of virtue in service to others. Inner resilience. Marcus used the plague as an opportunity to strengthen his inner resilience. In Meditations, he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset allowed him to transform adversity into a source of strength, the legacy of a Stoic emperor. The Antonine Plague ultimately weakened the Roman Empire, but Marcus Aurelius's leadership ensured that it endured. His writings, filled with wisdom and practical advice, continue to inspire people facing challenges today. Marcus Aurelius didn't just survive the plague, he thrived in the face of it. He showed the world that true strength lies not in avoiding adversity, but in how we respond to it. What can we learn? The story of Marcus Aurelius and the Antonine Plague is a powerful reminder that we cannot control the storms of life, but we can control how we sail through them. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, accept what we cannot, and find meaning in our struggles. Call to action. What would you do in the face of a crisis? Could you remain calm, focused, and compassionate like Marcus Aurelius? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you you would apply Stoic principles to your own life. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on Stoicism, leadership, and personal growth. And if you want to dive deeper into the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, check out our next video, How to Build Unshakable Resilience Like a Stoic Emperor.